Haha. What's up? Hey, my name is Mr. Biggiesworth or Biggie. Most people just call me E. Just starting to get the stream all set up. Sorry. I don't really need headphones, but I hope everybody. What is today? Monday, the November the 4th? Yeah. Is today really the 4th? Random note. Today's my mom's birthday. I probably should text her or call her. Yeah. A good son would call. Yeah, a good son could text. I could just text. Um, but we got a decent amount of stuff to talk about today. Sorry, I'm putting out stuff on the Twitter real quick. Um, okay, go. That one fixed. And all right. Sorry about that. Um, so like I said before, my name's Mr. Biggiesworth or Biggie or just E, and we do this stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. to whenever I feel like ending. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, or don't like, I just do something. It doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't necessarily matter, but you could tell somebody if you wanted to. But if you don't want to, that's fine too. Um, like right before I went live, I noticed that I was on Twitter and I seen that that Jack Courage or whatever got signed. Oh, headphones don't work unless you plug them in. I don't know if you know that. It's not just internet rumor. It's real. Hey, what's up, Jax? Good to see you. But I seen the Courage guy or the guy that's part of 100 Thieves or whatever. He made his announcement that he's gonna start doing stuff on YouTube Gaming, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, I forgot. Also, I did my weigh-in today, and I didn't lose weight, but I didn't gain weight either. So, which is awesome. Um, let's see what else. I did my weigh-in. Oh, my boss is on No, he's not on vacation. He kind of is on vacation. The company sent him to Korea, which I'm kind of jealous, but I don't really want to go to Korea and do work. I'd like to go to Korea on like a vacation. Not North Korea, South Korea. Maybe he's a spy. Maybe he's going to North Korea. You're right. I'll keep an eye on him. He's not. He'd be the worst spy. He talks way too much. Anyway, so yeah, went to work. No real major news there. And I got on Twitter, and like I was talking about, I seen that the Courage made the switch. I think honestly, it's probably good to get all these people. Yo, what's up, Lunar? Hey, babe. um, it's probably a good thing to get some of these people to switch off of Twitch and go to different platforms. I mean, Twitch has pretty much been the dominant live streaming force for I don't know, like what, 4 or 5 years probably. So to get these guys and gals, because some of the other people went to Facebook, there hasn't really been a large female. I don't mean like large size, but I mean a female streamer that has a large stream. You haven't really seen those switch yet. That'll be interesting. I'm sure at some point, like who would be large, or who has a large stream that's female on Twitch? I know that Amaruth has a decent thing, right? She's the one that does the dancing and the Yo, Tar Heel, what's up, dude? Have fun at work tonight. Actually, I don't know if you can have fun at work. Maybe you can. I have a hard time having fun at work. It's good seeing you, man. Yeah, look, see, he it looks took time to like upload a picture for his his profile. I'm just talking shit. What is your picture, Tar Heel? Because I can't see that. It looks like two people sitting in front of the Dukes of Hazard car. Who's the Dukes of Hazard? Oh, General Lee. In front of the General Lee. It's a car. Okay, that's what I thought, but I can't. I already got glasses on. It's a Lexus slammed to the ground. Why would you do that? No, it's fine. You should pimp out your car however you want. Like your car doesn't have to have doors if you don't want it to. Oh well, you might want to check state laws because I probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. um, what was that? Oh, the moves on Twitch and females. Uh, I'm sure there'll be some moves. Just in general now, it feels like kind of you could talk shit or whatever you want. Where's your wrench? Do you want a wrench? I'll give you a wrench. 100%. And that's not like slang for meeting you at a rest stop. There you go. This chat's full of nothing but wrenches. All these guys got wrenches up in this bitch. I did. Just relax. Hey, what's up, JD? Look, JD even put his oh, that's because he has a YouTube profile. What's up, JD? I was talking to JD before the stream started, and me and him are gonna do a thing on Saturday or Sunday. He didn't really hey man, if yo Casa, what's up, Casa? Casa. But I was talking to JD before we start, or before I started the stream, and yes, we're on YouTube. This is YouTube, if you guys didn't know. But I was talking to him. We're probably gonna do some kind of chatty chat or whatever on. Oh, why you gotta burn me like that, Jax? Why you gotta? Oh look, that's my first like actual live sub ever. Thanks, JD. I love you. Yo. Oh, I forgot. See, so I streamed for like 2 years on Twitch, and then I took a break, and now I'm coming back, but I'm on YouTube, obviously, because you're watching this on YouTube. But there's old school jokes now going on in chat. The people are like, what the fuck is he talking about? Hacks? That's an old school joke from way back in the day. But yeah, me and JD are gonna do. I don't know if you'd call it a podcast because I'm sure he's gonna stream it on Twitch. I'll stream it on YouTube. Maybe it's a podcast. I don't know what to call it. It's a thing where two idiots talk about stuff, and I'm both idiots. So. yeah. I was starting to talk about Twitch losing larger streams, and now we're talking about. Yeah, no problem. No problem, JD. I'm here for you. So, that's Lunar. Yeah, E, B, and E. That's me. Yeah, so Joseph or whatever, that's Lunar. That's why he's got a wrench. Because he's had a wrench on every platform I've ever. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the bot actually picked that up. I put a bot in the chat today. I didn't know how crazy he would be, like how strict. But yeah, for like just for me, for if you look, last week we started streaming on YouTube. Um, j- I love video game streamers. Like I think they do a tremendous. You guys are the king of tools. Uh, I love that, but for me, I had to do something different because for me, it just didn't feel right anymore. So, and I looked at all the platforms, and it just felt like YouTube was the best place for what I want to do. As like, I hate this words. I hate that content creator. I don't necessarily like that, but for me, I just feel like uh, if you go to Twitch or Mixer, you're a video game person, and I love video game people because I am a video game person, human, whatever. And I just felt like I want to make something a stream or whatever that's everything, that's life, which gaming is part of my life, but it's not my whole life, if that makes sense. So I want to uh you talk to sorry, I'm about to go off the road again. But you talk to Noel? Nuh-uh. Hit me in the DMs. I need to see screenshots. No, I'm just talking shit. I haven't talked to Noel in like 6 months. Noel, for the people that are watching this, is one of the mods from when we were on Twitch. But anyway, so my reasoning for coming over here, he was in Rogue Stream. Ah, so he's back on Twitch again. Um, right. I don't believe you. Uh, my reasoning for coming over is just I want to. If you watch Courage's video, he had a very interesting point. Because he was like, I want to make all types of content, not just stream video games, and that's kind of me. You've seen him. Hey, that's Morg. I could tell by the green M&M. What's up, Morg? Good to have you to stream. And like my idea starting out was no, not Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage the JD guy. Oh. Wow. Okay, so mods can approve those too. That's interesting. I like that. Before you couldn't do anything with those messages. I like it. See, better things. Good shit. I like it. And if you're watching, please like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, he's the founder of 100 Thieves. He decided to go to YouTube Gaming. Well, I don't know if well, it is a decision if somebody offers you a shit ton of money and then you do it, right? Like I feel like that's correct. You know what I mean? Like he decided to go to YouTube because they paid him to do it. But anyway, in his like I'm going to YouTube Gaming video, he was like I just want to make different types of content and I just want to do different things. Yo, it's Sabi Sub. That's true. Um I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I think it's good that these people that have dominated Twitch for the longest time move on to different shit. I think it's good for everybody. I mean, they make a shit ton of money, obviously, but, and maybe Twitch will, excuse me, and maybe Twitch won't make as much money, but then it will force them to start looking down their directories and finding people, and then it opens room up for other people on Twitch to maybe finally not be in the shadow of these larger streams, and it'll give them a chance to shine. So it's kind of a win. No, that's too many wins. I like the people that have pictures in their on their profiles. I like giving Lunar a hard time. If you're in our Discord, um, Lunar doesn't ever do anything. It kind of triggers me sometimes. He doesn't do profile pictures, so he's still got the same generic Discord one, which I think is funny. But yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much the gist of my feelings on moves. Uh, I'm not I'm not like us versus them person. So I feel like if you want to switch or do some shit different, yo, Casa, take it easy, man. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. Very much appreciate. Hope you and the fam are doing well. I know you're going to sleep, but but fuck, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, the moves for Twitch and in no. Oh, don't put it like if you mean like a dick like Richard Nixon or Richard Chamberlain or Richard fuck, I should know more Richards. Uh Richard Branson, Richard uh fuck. I need to have more Richards at my availability for that joke to be successful. Um I mean, for right now, if you look on my YouTube channel last week, Richard Cranium, there you go. That's the easy one though. That's low hanging fruit. Um, I started doing streams last week just to kind of get a vibe and to see if I was gonna like it or not. Because if you're not gonna like a thing, why would you tell people that you did it but you don't like? You know what I mean? So I did a few streams last week. I think three or four, three. Yeah, three. That sounds right. Uh, and that's just to like. Okay, I'm supposed to ask Lunar what the name of his fantasy hockey team. Why do you? Why all the fantasy sports? I don't get it. But as far as content goes, for me, I just want to do different stuff based around like life, so like my life, our lives, and even if you don't necessarily want to like chat or whatever, is it like why is it that? Okay, so fantasy team names are interesting. My favorite fantasy football team name was that I ever seen, and because there's some good ones, don't get me wrong, but it was Mike Dick or yeah, it was Mike Dick is in your girl. I thought that was so funny. I don't know why, because maybe because I'm like 13 on the inside. Yo, thanks Tar Heel. Thanks for coming by. Enjoy that wrench, bro. Enjoy that wrench. I don't know what you'll enjoy with it, turning things tighter and looser. I don't know. But as far as like content, I okay, so I've how do I like explain it? So I'm one of those people that I'm a firm believer in you just do a thing and then you kind of figure out as you go. Does that make sense? Which is probably horrible. Maybe that's not like the best idea. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of times people are like, "Oh, I think I'm going to do a thing, but it needs to be this, and I need to have that, and I need to do." And then like 6 months go by, and they're still like planning, and they're like, "Oh," and then you know what I'm saying? Like they never fucking do it because they're still like always planning. So my thing is, I'm just gonna do it, and then I'm gonna kind of figure it out as I go. And maybe that's probably not the greatest, the greatest way to do content creation. I don't know, but I would rather start and kind of try and figure it out as I go than not start because I wanted. You know, does that make sense? Maybe not. I don't know how to really explain that one super great, but the channel's gonna be. I mean, obviously, it's gonna be like about me, but I want it to be about all of us and our lives, and like we might get stuck on something for a stream where we talk about like weight loss. Like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, video games are a huge part of my life. Like, I enjoy playing them. I probably talk about them. Movies, TV, shit like that. I mean, there's a there's actually a little validity to that story that Jax just said. I mean, I have like the basis of the idea. You know what I mean? Like, I have that, and then I'm just gonna wing it. And I'm just gonna go that route. And it's yeah, Lunar, get my back on this, bro. Thank you. I planned on doing this stream, and I knew that I was gonna talk about moves, and I do want to talk about the OK Boomer thing, which I think is hilarious. But damn it, that's actually a valid point too. Oh shit. So I'm also one of those people, because like I work in like negative areas sometimes. And what I mean is, like, if people say, "Oh, you can't do it. You just can't do that. You have to do it this way." I always try and buck that. I don't know why. Um that's just, maybe it's a defect in my character. Probably. That's definitely it. I know I have like a huge anti-authority streak through me. And I know that's a thing. I just I see a lot of people like start video game streaming, and I feel like they either get themselves stuck or okay, no, scratch all that. Fuck, that's stupid. I'll use myself as an example. So I streamed on Twitch for 2 years. I when Fortnite very first came out, I started streaming it, the battle royale, and just for shits and giggles. It was fun. Like, no one knew what the game really was when it very first came out. We had a good time, and I did that for like 6 months, and it just became unenjoyable for me. Like, I just wasn't having fun, and the stream was really. I mean, it's going to feel like a job, especially when you're getting paid, because then it becomes a job, and it kind of probably should feel like a job. But there should be some enjoyment in it. Like, if you're doing, I, like, okay, it should be 50%. It should feel 50% like job, and 50% should still be enjoyment, at least in my opinion. Because once it's 100% job, like, fuck, you could go work at Target for 100% job. You know what I'm saying? So but after 6 months in Fortnite, I felt stuck. The stream was doing well. But me as a human being, I just felt stuck is the only word that I can think of. It's, you know what I'm saying? So I switched, and then the channel took a huge hit, and then it's hard not to take that personally. Do you see what I'm saying? So I want to move away from just video game streaming. Does that make sense? Like, will I still stream video games? Yes. Will it be like my day in, day out thing? No. Because I want to do this, which is like, oh, this is just you talking. Well, I mean, kinda. That's how it's gonna be. But eventually, if it builds, more people will come, and other people will talk and share part of their lives. And I'm way more interested in humans, just as like we're pretty fucking fascinating. I mean, some of us are fucking shit stains. Maybe I'm one of them. I don't know. So for me, I look at it like you could dedicate, 5-10 years of your life to streaming on, or do video game streaming on like Twitch or Mixer or YouTube or Facebook or D Live or fuck, there's like 9 places that you could do it. But I feel like you're all on those platforms, you're always going to be you're going to be almost like pigeonholed into like just gaming. And like I get people are like, "Oh, but there's like just chatting and other shit on Twitch." But look at it like this. Okay, so ask like let's just take a average person, like a 30-year-old bookstore clerk, right? That doesn't play video games, and really likes coffee and I don't know. You go and ask them, "Hey, do you watch Twitch? Do you know?" And they'd be like, I don't even know what Twitch is." Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's geared more for gamers, and I want to talk to fucking everybody. Well, maybe not everybody, because there's like 7 billion people. That's a very large conversation. But I want to talk to like different types of people. You see what I'm saying? Gamers, book nerds, dudes that just like chill on their couch and smoke weed all day. You know what I'm saying? I wanna share my life, and maybe in sharing my life, other people will share theirs. And to me, that's when it gets really interesting. So as far as like an entertainment thing, I don't really know how super entertaining that. Yes. Because, yeah, exactly what Saab said. YouTube has a very wide variety of people. And because, like, if you're not a gamer, everybody has YouTube on their phone. And I've never ran into somebody that was like, "What's this YouTube?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody goes on there. I probably go on YouTube a couple times a day just to look at shit, or if I need to know something, or video game stuff. But I feel like everybody goes on YouTube at least once or twice a week. You know what I mean? Now, maybe not everybody. I don't mean the whole planet. Okay. So we'll just say a lot of people. I don't know what their daily, their daily influx of people are. It's got to be a lot. Like Twitch gets a lot of people, right? I don't know what their daily is, but they have like 3.5 million streamers. They get like 1 billion views a month. Yeah, I'm after the boomers. No, I mean, I would gladly talk to boomers. I mean, my parents are boomers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more open to basically like the human experience. And I feel like if you're gonna like grow and shit, I mean, you can go off and have humongous growth on your own. Like, you can meditate, and like you could grow as a human being that way. I'm not saying that you can't, but I also bingos and the Denny's buffet. Yeah, we gotta have bingo and Denny's buffet for the boomers. No, I'm just kidding. But I feel like for me as a human to grow more, You know what I mean? I need interaction with other humans. I'm not like I'm not stupid enough to think that every interaction is going to be good or good for me. Like that's not how how humans work. Like you're going to have negative interaction. You're going to have a negative experience. But even in the negative experience, that helps you grow as well. So, wow, that was a really long answer for what content will be. Sorry. But there's no real like easy way to explain what I want to do because it's not like um no. For one, I can't do that because Mr. Biggiesworth is I for me to do that on Twitch, I would have to give up the affiliate on Twitch, which I have no problem doing, I guess per se. If I were gonna do that, I would do probably just YouTube and then Mixer. Do you see what I'm saying? Or like YouTube, Mixer, and D Live. Because some of what D Live does is pretty good. Yeah. See, Jack. That's why. See, I'm so lucky because I'm stupid, but Jax is really, really, really smart. I thought affiliates could not stream content at the same time on a different platform. They have to wait 24 hours. I thought that was what it said in the TOS. If I'm wrong, I 100% be wrong, and I'm okay with that. I fucking love you, Lunar. But, I mean, D Live does. Okay, I'll have to look it up. But Jax is right. Like, my interests and hobbies are video games, like TV, life, philosophy, and just like all types of shit, all types of ill shit. If you've ever seen Don't Be a Menace to Society, and I want to build something that incorporates more people. And I'm not saying like if you stream on Twitch or Mixer or D Live or whatever that your stream isn't built around people. The reason people come might be because of a game. And I'm not super there's no video game that I love that much. Does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't. I don't really know how to explain that perfectly. I just for me what no, I'm not doing that, Lunar. Yes. And I agree. Like if you're doing what makes you happy, then that's a huge ingredient on any form of success because the grind and the struggle is real. Always funny, Lunar. Always funny. So I'm just gonna do this, and like everybody says, oh, you can't do what you're trying to do, or you know, and maybe you can't. Maybe there's a reason why no one, or not no one, the reason why people just don't start out doing like multi faceted content, entertainment, whatever. Maybe that's why everybody does it. Like I'm gonna just settle down in this niche, and that's all I'm doing, and then I'll build something so big that then I can go do that, and that's cool. But that's hard for me, so I'm just gonna do it my way. Like I said this before, some people just have to learn the stove's hot, and it doesn't matter how many times you tell them or show them or draw diagrams. They just have to touch the stove. And for me, this is like a touching the stove type of thing. Like if it can be done, I'll try, and maybe I'll succeed. And if the stove really is hot, then I'm gonna burn my hand. But I'm okay with that, like, because maybe the stove really is hot. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's weird, but is cheddar considered? No, I don't think so. I'm not exactly sure what that is. You know what I mean? I I mean, is that where you like cam people and then like you give them money and they do stuff? Or am I thinking of something else? Oh, what were you doing, Lunar? Now now I want to know. Oh, just another weird thing. At the beginning of the stream, I said I did my weigh in today and I didn't gain weight, I didn't lose weight. But somebody came up to me at work and was like, "Hey," and it's this dude. I don't. We're kind of cool, but I don't like. We're not hanging out like doing hopscotch and shit behind the building. Like we're not friends like that. But he was like, "Hey, what's up with you?" And I'm like, "I don't. What do you mean? Like what?" And he's like, "I see you, man." And I'm like, okay. I see you too." And he was like, I see you losing weight, man." And he's like the first person, I mean, other than Jax, because she sees me on the regular. But it's kind of cool, like when you start like being healthier or trying to be healthy, and like you start losing weight, and somebody that's not like in your immediate circle of people notices that. That's true. That's true. That's true. At work, I touched a 180-degree surface. Why would you do that? Don't do that. Wear gloves. Yeah, they kind of make fun of me at work because I wear gloves, but I work in a place where you can get your fingers pinched and smashed. You know what I mean? Like sometimes even with gloves, like you can still get, you know how like your fingers or whatever will get smashed and it'll like turn your shit purple because there's like blood and shit underneath it. But they make fun of me all the time because I wear gloves. But it's easier when your shit gets smashed to pull your hand out of a pinch or whatever if you have a glove on and it doesn't rip all your skin off. Well, pay attention to what you're doing, Lunar. No. Turn that shit in for workman's comp. Get like 6 months of non-working. No, I wouldn't do that. Hey, that kind of goes with what I was talking about earlier, though. Like doing new things. Wipe your butt with your other hand. There you go. That's a new experience. I seen a pod. I didn't see a podcast. I read an article that was like just changing small things. Like if you go upstairs with your right foot first, to just like do something little, change something little every day, as just like a weird little experiment. So if you go upstairs and you start up the stair with your right foot, you do your left. You know what I mean? And that little bit is enough to like kind of throw you off and kind of get you out of your head. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's like writing or whatever with your other hand. Like if your hand's broke, like I'm right-handed, so if like my right hand was broke and I had to like sign my name left-handed. When I was a little kid, this is random weird fact. When I was a little kid, I used to practice my signature left-handed because I always thought like I was going to lose my right arm. I don't know why, but I there for a while I actually got halfway decent at signing my name left-handed. I don't know why I thought I was going to lose my arm or that it was going to get crushed or something, but I did. I don't know. I realize it makes no sense, but I was a weird little kid. I know after talking to me for like 2 minutes, you're like, what? You weird? No. I know. One of the other things, other than like streaming shit that I noticed is that, uh, the like the OK Boomer thing is becoming like more popular, which I find fucking fascinating. Um, my like I get it. No generation likes the older generation to like talk down to them, right? I get that. But what I think is funny is I guess like it's what Generation Z and millennials are like the ones about this like okay boomer thing. The thing the thing that I find funny or do millennials and like Gen Zers not realize that every generation always has been that way? Like talk down to the younger generation? Like if you go back, right? So boomers are what, like 65 or whatever around they're in their like late 50s to like 70s or some shit like that. So their parents, which was called the greatest generation, which is how fucking how fucking weird is to give your generation that name. We're the greatest like they can never be outdone. Like what no one can be like we're the we're better than the greatest like do you see what I'm saying? Like they took the best name. Now, yeah, I cut them some slack because they went through wars and depressions and shit like that. So maybe they earned the title. I don't know. Maybe they gave it to themselves. Either way, so the greatest generation, which would have been my grandparents, maybe some of your like great grandparents, talk down to their kids, right? Which is right. That's what I'm saying, Lunar. They survived 2 wars and depression. So maybe they are the greatest generation. I don't know. Anyway. So boomers are born, right, in the 50s. They become teenagers in the 60s. Then comes like hippies and free love and like men with long hair and earrings and shit like that, because the boomers were like rebelling against their parents. You see what I'm saying? Who were like, you get a job, you work in a factory till you die, and you don't enjoy yourself, and that's how life is. So for me, I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily true, Lunar. I just feel like um, people lose perspective. Do you see what I'm saying? So, so boomers are kids and they're teenagers, and the generation, the greatest generation, are basically talking down to them, right? So then boomers have kids, which is my generation, which is what, Gen X or whatever. And then I guess, well, depending on when, boomers would have millennial kids too, just depending on the age range. So for me, I just like want to remind millennials and uh, uh what Gen Z people that every generation above them, their parents and their grandparents talk shit. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, when I was a kid, my parents who were boomers were like hippies and free love. My generation is like heavy metal and hip hop comes. You see what I'm saying? And then so boomers were talking shit about us for that stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't know. And what'll be funny, because I won't live long enough, but or maybe I will. I don't know. Well, no, millennials already have kids. When Gen Z people start having their kids, whatever generation that'll be. Do you see what I'm saying? So in like 30 years, fuck, I might still be alive. Hey, wishful thinking. When those kids are like, all these Gen Z motherfuckers talking shit all the time. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, every generation, at least in the generations that have been since I wasn't alive for the, no, I was alive for like the end of like my grandma's life. So that'd be like the greatest generation people. I don't know. I just find it kind of funny that I think everybody just needs to relax. Every generation gets talked shit to by the generation above. Like, that's just how it works. I don't I try not to get like too bent out of shape. My parents, which are boomers, were talking shit to me about pretty much every fucking decision. I mean, they probably stopped talking shit maybe like a decade ago. So I was like in my mid 30s. Maybe because they just got tired of me ignoring the fuck out of them. I don't know. So I don't know. I just feel like and maybe I need to dig deeper into it. But what really are boomers saying to millennials and Gen Zs that are really that upsetting? Maybe I'm missing something. I get like as technology goes, cause see, this is my own experience. My kids are Gen Z kids, and as far as like technology, I have a hard time just understanding certain things because I'm an immigrant to the technology as to where they're like native to it. Like they've had phones their whole lives. So like they could zip around and do stuff on computers and I don't even understand what's going on. But I kind of relate because I remember when like VCRs became a thing, right? And I'm like 12 and my grandma gets a VCR and I'm trying to teach her how to program it and she's like completely baffled. And I'm like, I don't understand how you don't understand. Like, this is very easy. This button, then push this button, and then down, this button. You know what I mean? And so I get it as far as because like my oldest son like helped me set up the stream for when way back in the day when I started streaming on Twitch. And there are still some things I don't understand how it works, like, but I know how to make it work, if that makes sense. So I don't even know. I mean, I feel like OK Boomers had to have started on social media somewhere, or maybe it started as a meme. If somebody knows, please tell me. But I don't understand like why everybody or like why is everybody upset? Or maybe boomers are upset because people are like, oh, okay, boomers. Like, I don't know. Because I just feel like if you're just gonna not listen, okay, I'm an older person or whatever. Like older people can sometimes be fucking annoying. You think it was a meme? Okay. Okay, then that makes sense. But and maybe not in every case, but I feel like a lot of times. Okay, so I use even though I'm not a boomer, but I'm older. I use myself and my oldest son. He moved out. He like has a job. He fucking takes care of himself for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna be 19. And I. Oh, okay. All right, Morgan. No, it sounds like a meme. It sounds like a meme. But so I'm using myself and my oldest kid. I realize because I remember because I left home at 17. You know what I mean? And I wanted to do everything on my own. Remember earlier when I was like, I'm a touch the stove even when I know it's hot kind of person. So like I get it. You want to go out in the world and do your own thing and you don't want nobody to tell you shit and I get it. I do. But the flip side of that is I want to help him. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things because it's kind of hard. I guess it's the hardest thing about being a parent. Obviously, I'm not a grandparent. Knock on wood. I better not be. Only because he's not ready for that. But anyway, the hard part is you want to help. You want to make life easier, because for me, I made a shit ton of mistakes. Like probably way more mistakes than like it like I made so many mistakes. It looks like if you looked at my mistakes report card, like I just started making mistakes on purpose. You know what I mean? And I feel like if he would listen to me, you know what I mean? Things would be easier. You know what I'm saying? Only because I've done it, and I actually kind of know what I'm talking about. I get I don't always know what I'm talking about, but in some cases I actually do. And so for the parent, it's hard because you want to be like, hey, I learned all this shit the hard way. Just listen to me, and life will be so much easier. But you have to just like let them go out and let them fuck shit up, and you know what I mean? And maybe that's why like Gen Z and millennials feel like boomers or even my generation might be talking down to them. I don't. I hope. Hopefully, if something. I didn't. I valid point, Morgan. Valid point. I intentionally did not listen to anybody because I was gonna live my life and fuck everything, and fuck anybody that was gonna try and tell me some shit that you know what I mean. So I like it's one of those weird like what is it, like deja vu, because there are times when I'm talking to my oldest kid that I'm like, oh my god, it's 30 years. I'm having the same conversation 30 years later, but now it's me and it's him, and it's not me and my dad. Fuck, this is bizarre. You know what I'm saying? Like life is cyclical, and I 100% believe that. So it's just, so when those moments happen, I just stop. Which I think he probably thinks I'm just being weird, but I realize, oh fuck, like he just needs to go out into the world and make mistakes and figure it the fuck out, and hopefully don't die. You know what I mean? Like, and I think at some point every parent has to just like, all right, go out into the world. You know what I mean? And I think he thinks that I'm like talking down to him. Maybe that's, but that's not my intent. And I think maybe we have to look at intent when people are talking. Right. That's 100%. Like I've watched him yeah, don't die is a great tip. It's a very good tip. Don't die. Yeah, and like I think maybe it's harder now because when did that term helicopter parent become a thing? It wasn't with my generation. I know that. My parents didn't helicopter. They probably should have been keeping a closer eye on me, maybe. Definitely. Um I don't That's my struggle now, is wanting to be able to have like an open conversation and him at least consider what I'm saying, because that is the quandary. You never heard of helicopter parent? Okay, so that's got to be a new term then, because I only heard it maybe like a decade ago, and that's the parent that like just is like on their kids. You know what I mean? Like they're just on them the whole time. Yeah, and you just hover over and watch every single thing that they do. Fuck yeah, that's exactly what it means. But hey, it's Rooks. Rooks, thank you very much for the sub. Very appreciate. Also, reminder, everybody, please like, share, and subscribe. Anyway, it's Rooks. How did I know it was you? Cause Rooks is in your name. What's up, Rooks? How you doing? How's life? I forgot the point I was trying to make now. Damn it, Rooks. No, I'm kidding. Um. So yeah, you just gotta fucking like, and that's hard. And I'll tell you why it's hard. Put all your time, energy. Okay, so not every parent is like this, but put your time and energy and your money and like your emotional shit and pour it into a thing for 18 years. You know what I mean? Like, you will fucking, I mean, you should fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? And you want the best. And the weird thing is, you want the best for your kid, but maybe your kid doesn't want the best. And that is like a thing that I just sometimes I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, I personally don't get it. Like, even when I was a kid, I wanted the best shit for myself. Fuck yeah, I did. I was willing to go out there and do anything and whatever to fucking get it. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I was crazy. I'm really good, Rooks. I'm on the YouTubes now. No, but thanks, Rooks, for the sub. I appreciate it. And also, what the thing as a parent, like, a lot of times I got to remind myself, I really like it, Rooks. I've only done a few streams. I've only done like, I think this is like my 4th or 5th, but I really enjoy it. It allows me to do different shit, and I like different shit. Fuck, now I forgot the point I was trying to make. All types of noise. Talking about letting your kids out into the world. Oh, and them maybe not wanting. Okay, because so my oldest kid, super smart, right? Could go to college, could probably get a degree and be some super smart person that works in an office and make lots of money and shit. He doesn't necessarily want to do that right now. But then I have to be like, oh, but that's like wasted potential. Exactly, Lunar. But I have to remember he's still young. And just because at 19 he doesn't want to do that shit, maybe at 22 he will. Or 24, maybe he will. Maybe he'll never want to do that shit. Maybe to him that's fucking horrible, because I remember my parents, which are boomers, being like, oh, you gotta get a fucking factory job. You gotta fucking work somewhere 30 years and retire, and that's the best life. And I do give credit to millennials and Gen Zers in the fact of they are totally okay like going against mainstream shit. And you could say, oh, it's because of hipsters, or I don't know why. But they, like, every generation tries to buck against the generation before them. But I feel like millennials and Gen Zers like really trying. Like, I wanted to buck against what my parents said. You know what I mean? Oh, work in a factory? Fuck you. I'll go do dirt and fucking hustle and make money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing none of that fucking factory shit. I actually did eventually break down and start doing factories. But not because they said so, because I wanted to, kind of shit. But if you just like but the one advantage that millennials and like Gen Zers have that we didn't have to buck against the people older than us, you guys have the internet and cell phones. You see what I'm saying? So your ability to go against what the older generations say is you have such a super advantage that none of us had, like Gen Xers and boomers and shit. Do you see what I'm saying? So, but even though you guys have the internet and cell phones, it doesn't mean that you have all of like humanity and shit or life or whatever word you want to use. You don't have it all figured out. Like Gen Xers and boomers, and even if some of the greatest generation are still alive, fuck, they'd have to be in their 90s. So anybody in their 90s probably. That's a lot of time. Well, a lot of human time to be alive and experience life and shit. Maybe they might have some valid points on just life. Do you see what I'm saying? So I wouldn't just discredit everything they say because they're like old and they don't know shit. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about before, the greatest generation, they survived 2 wars, 2 world wars, and the Depression. None of us, my generation, you know what I mean? Not even the boomers, because all those people were born after World War II, never faced no shit like that. And hopefully we never have to face shit like that again. Hopefully not. It's possible that we might. So maybe talked, because, okay, when I was a kid, sometimes I liked going to my grandma's house and hanging out with her. Like, she was definitely, I didn't have a mom when I was little, so she was like my mom, and like, I pretty much am the person who I am because of her, and obviously because of my dad too. But all the shit that she told me about life and about like people and how you conduct yourself in front of people, like maybe by today's standards it's kind of weird, maybe it's even outdated, but it's helped me so fucking much. Like just little shit like be respectful of people, be respectful when you go in somebody's house. Like I don't know, like you go in somebody's house, you know what I mean, or somebody invites you over for dinner, like you ask to use the restroom. Well, I don't know how deep it is, Brooks. It's just life shit, you know what I'm saying? Another thing that like I never understood as a kid, but as an adult I kind of like your name means something. It's not just you and your name. Like your name is you, but it's also all the people that came before you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I used to be like, that's stupid. I used to tell her that, like, that's just dumb. Like I don't care about the people who came, but for you to be where you are in the universe right now, there's a shit ton of fucking people that got you there. Now, you may not acknowledge that, or you may not even realize it, but think about how many relatives had to live their whole life, do whatever they did, and die for you to be right here where you, like, that's why your name is, like, fucking important. And when like I said, when I was a kid, I thought, oh, this is fucking stupid. This is so stupid. But as I got older, I was like, oh shit, that actually kind of makes sense. And as a weird thing, I tried to teach the boys, like, their name means something. Like, yeah, like Lunar says, it defines you in a way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it should be like in olden times where, like, if your name was like you were, I don't know, a shitty person, then that stuck with you, and then your kids were, oh, that guy's a shitty person because his dad was a shitty person. I'm not saying that's how it should be. I'm just saying it like an example. When I was a little kid, I was a shitty little kid, or I just did little kid stuff. I guess is how you look at it. But I would go out. I'd be at my grandma's house, and yeah, Stevie von Schittsburg. Exactly, that was my name as a kid. Actually, it would have been like Stevie von Shittensburg or something like that. But anyway, I would go out and I would just like throw rocks at people's houses or at their cars. Or, like I said, I'm a shitty little person. And I'm not smart enough to realize that my grandma's lived in her house. I think when she left, she had been there like 40 years or some shit. So she lived there a long time. Shit, so she knows all the people in the neighborhood for the most part. Well, I don't know. I'm like 3 streets over from her house, and I'm throwing rocks at cars, and I go home, and she's like, "Why are you throwing rocks at cars?" And like I get in trouble, I have to go get a switch off the tree, that whole ordeal. And I'm amazed that she even knew that I did it. She wasn't even. I mean, she was upset that I was throwing rocks at cars. She was more upset at our name meant something, and I'm out there throwing rocks at cars, like ruining our name, which that's a tad fucking exaggerated in my opinion. Like, I don't think if you throw some rocks at some cars, unless you like kill somebody or something, that ruins your whole family's name. But she was upset about I'm out there ruining the name, which like 100% baffled me as a little kid. Also, like I said, the whole like knowing what that's when I learned, okay, if I'm gonna do dirt or be a shitty kid, I have to go farther. I have to go farther than just a couple streets, because like she's got friends and they'll see me, and but that's a different story. There's no fucking easy answer. Do you think so? Like, wait, maybe it was a bigger deal back in the day. I feel kind of sad that that's not more of a thing though. Like caring about the people that came before you. And I don't know, because maybe because I spent so much time with my grandparents. You know what I mean? Like, having them. I'm curious, because I'll use my 2 kids very rarely got to spend time with their grandparents. Family name was a bigger deal. Yeah, I mean, but when did we lose that? So anyway, my thought is, okay, so using my family as an example, my 2 kids didn't really spend much time with their grandparents, as to where I spent primarily most of my weekends with my grandparents. Yeah, I don't know if people teach their kids respect their elders anymore. I mean, I tried to teach my kids that, and I think they're pretty good. Um, like obviously they're teenagers, but you're probably right. Like they're teenagers, but I feel like they go out into the world, and I've seen and heard from people that are like, man, your kids are like really polite, and well, I don't know if it's politeness or if they're shy, maybe a little bit of both, but I think that could be a good thing. A little bit of shyness, I think, is good. Because I definitely don't want them out there like streaking and running around asshole naked and doing stupid shit. But I mean, if that's how they choose to live their life, there's nothing I can do about it. But see, that's the weird thing too, because they go out into the world. Okay, so my oldest is already out in the world. He goes out and does something. I don't. Yo, aggro, what's up? So my oldest goes out into the world. He does something stupid. I feel like that shouldn't reflect on me because I didn't teach him to strip asshole naked and like run through a nursing home. I didn't teach, like, he just decided to do that shit on his own. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a double-edged sword. And I don't know. What's up, aggro? How you doing? Dude, that shit you did on Twitter. Oh, that shit was so funny. That made me laugh so hard that I got weird looks at work. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Also, if you're watching this later, make sure I'll put my Twitter and make sure you follow on Twitter. Oh, in the description. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I lost my train of thought again. So they go out into the world. I had an overall point, but I forgot it. Yeah, see, I see people using the shit out of TikTok, but I'm not really sure. Like, you can only do like 10-second videos. Oh, okay, Lunar. Dude, I super appreciate you hanging out, man. As always, dude. The pleasure was mine. All mine. But then, like, I see people who make TikTok videos that it's like funny and they're like dancing and doing weird, funny shit. And then I see other people use it for just like normal. Yeah, I kind of want to just. That seems like a great place for someone like me to just make like weird fucking videos. But I don't know. Maybe I need to just download it and fuck with it and see what happens. I mean, that's pretty much how I got to YouTube. Just start doing it. I'm a big fan of that philosophy. Obviously, then that's what you should do. Oh, that's funny because we were talking about old people in like pre-internet and internet times, and see that's why I'm in my 40s, but Jax is in her 30s, and if I don't know how to do something, I just go to her, and then if she doesn't know, see that's why having tech savvy friends is dope because then you could just go to them and they could be like, oh yeah, you just all you got to do is like download it, hit this button, and then you're good. But it feels like TikTok is just like because when Vine where you could like download 10-second videos or whatever. That's all Vine was. And then Twitter started letting you do like 10-second videos or something, and then Vine died or something like that. Or maybe I'm probably misinformed. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It allows up to 30 or 60? Oh, I didn't know that. Hey, what's wrong with Vine? I didn't even know what Vine was by the time it like died. I never was hip to all that shit. Like Jax used to talk shit, but I had a fucking flip phone until pretty much until they stopped making flip phones. Which I guess you can still get flip phones now, but I had a flip phone and I never texted. And when we met, I was like, I'm not texting you. Like I'm just not. I'll call you. And she was like, I won't answer. So you better text me. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit. So I started texting. See, it was that fucking easy. If you want me to do a thing, you just say, hey, Jax, I need E to do a thing. And she will get me to do the thing. Unless it's horrible, then I probably won't. That's why guys are pretty easy. Be like, oh, sex is involved. If you don't learn your ABCs, you're never gonna have sex. Guys would be like, they would probably learn their ABCs out of the womb. Yo, Lunar, thanks for hanging out, man. As always. Just a reminder, I don't know if I put it in the description. I might have forgot. We do these streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Or from 6 p.m. until I feel like I want to be done. So they might be 20 minutes, they might be 2 hours. I don't know. They might be 10 minutes. Oh, on a side note. No, thank you for being dope. What's the plan? The plan is to... Oh, did I make it sound like I had a plan? Man, I really lied to you. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. So I was talking about this earlier. My plan is to do streams not just centralized around video gaming. I want to do streams about like life. And I mean, obviously like video games too, because that's a part of my life, but it's not a huge part of my life. And I'm way more interested in building something around not just myself, but around like people in general. So, which I know everybody's like, oh, that's a crazy idea. Shit. Well, Lunar, I can go ahead and cross that off the list. All right. Well, guess I can't do that. He just ruined that. Thanks, Lunar. No, I'm kidding. I do love pizza though. We if you didn't know, now you know. But so for me, I did a few streams last week, and it was more about my life and what was going on with other people, and kind of like looking at stuff on the internet and just like general discussion type shit. So it's not like a vlog per se. I don't feel like that's the right category, because I feel like a vlog is just about the one person. And I guess the stream will be kind of about me, but more about topics in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, if for some reason somebody was like, hey, we should do a topic or we should do a stream where we talk about shitty people at work, you know what I mean? And how like Bradley in accounting is always a dick and how to deal with that. I'm interested in that. I'd love to have that conversation and to fucking talk about it. And or if somebody was like, I really hate my mom, or you know what I mean? Maybe not, because I don't necessarily want to get into hating parent. I mean, I for the longest time I hated my parents, so I think everybody at some point hates their parents. But yeah, Bradley, fuck that dude. Sorry if your name's Bradley. It's just a generic name I picked. Sorry, your name's not generic. It's just a random name that I picked. Anyway, so to be honest, I don't necessarily have it all planned out. Like I was saying earlier, Chadley. Yeah, there you go. Nobody could have that name. That there's no way that's in the baby book name, Chadley. There probably is a Chadley. It probably means will end up working in accounting and be a douche. That's probably the definition of Chadley. No, I don't know. So I don't necessarily have a 100% nailed down like strategy. I just wanted to start doing a thing and then figure it out as I go, if that makes sense. Like I have a very loose idea of what I want to do. And then I kind of figure it out from there. And not necessarily it be 100% based off of just like chat, but I don't know, be based off of human interaction. So if I see something or think of something or something happens to me and I can bring it up and then we can talk about it. And then sometimes maybe there won't be a thing. The other day, I fucking, I fucking, I fucking went back and I went to the advice section of Reddit and I just read some of the ones that I thought were interesting or funny and gave my advice. Like I like doing good advice. I like doing good advice, bad advice, because I feel like advice is always. I feel like people have already made up their fucking minds on what they're gonna do. When they come for advice, they're just looking for validation on the idea of what they should do. You know what I mean? People are like, all right, so my roommate's girlfriend is like texting me and saying she wants to fuck. So, do you think I should ignore her or do you think I should fuck her? And you're like, obviously he wants to fuck. You just want me to validate that you want to fuck her, like, and me going, no, dude, you should be a good roommate and not fuck her, and probably tell your roommate. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear that shit. They want to hear the other stuff. They've already made up their mind. So I like doing I like looking at the advice section on Reddit and then just reading some of the shit and being like, the good advice is you shouldn't do that. That's horrible. The bad advice is, yeah, you should just fuck her. You know what I'm saying? And then you can just pick it, on the spectrum of that advice what you think is the best for you. Do you see what I'm saying? For one, I think the reason I like it is no one ever in my life asked me for advice. Because I'm weird and I look at shit differently. The shit that I say as far as advice goes, doesn't make sense to most people. Because I usually ask questions like, why is this important? You know what I mean? Like, Bradley in accounting always eats the last donut in the break room, even though I said that I wanted it. What should I do? Go to the store and buy another donut. Why is that? Who cares? Why? That's not fucking important. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then people just won't ask for advice anymore because for whatever reason, maybe they really want I don't know. So a lot of times I feel, and two, I feel like most shit is gut based. Like you know what to do. You know what I mean? Like maybe if it's like a technical thing and you don't understand, that's different kind of advice. But like doing horrible shit to somebody just because you fucking feel like it, and then you want validation to do that. I'm not super interested in giving advice on that. So long story short, I did a stream where we just looked at advice on Reddit. I just find it interesting. I find it interesting too. Sometimes the questions that people are, or the advice people are looking for. You know, like not that the answer is basic, but like they never thought of the like and I'm this way, so I can't really talk shit, but like the answer's so obvious that you don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like, and I can't give you an example. I'd have to go back and watch that video. But there were some like advice threads that I'm like, really? It's pretty fucking pretty open. Like, you should just talk to the person. And I get it now. With people's like anxiety and maybe talking to people is like a hard thing for a lot of people. But to solve what would be a very easy that's where I get stuck and I don't know what to say. Because if you would just talk to Bradley in accounting, maybe he wouldn't eat the last donut. Now, if you went in and was like, "Hey, Bradley, is it possible, like, when I call dibs on the donut and then like you go in there and you eat it anyway, it almost feels like you're doing it despite me or whatever." And he's like, "Oh yeah, because I don't fucking like you." Okay, well then obviously Bradley's a fucking dick, and you probably should act accordingly. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not the best at advice, but I like doing it, and no one ever asked me for advice. So it's kind of like, if you never get to play, no, that's a horrible fucking analogy, or simile, or whatever the metaphor. Fuck. Trying to think of a good metaphor. Oh no, it's fine. You think so? Yeah, but if you really think that, aggro, you know why? Because what's that saying? Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees or whatever. So like, you could always do that, or you could just go in there and make sure that you get the donut that you want, and don't let Bradley fucking take it. Like, it's pretty easy. Or you could like melt X-Lax and put it on the donut, and then, but that seems like a whole like Mission Impossible type scenario that you got to do. I feel like when me and you talk, like, it's, I don't know, sometimes, like I said, it's being able, because I'm not in it, it's not my personal, when it's not your personal shit, like, you get the what's that called, like the 60,000 foot. Yo, it's Ham! Hammy Ham. What's up, Ham? I know it's Ham because it has Ham in the name. And he said, "Sup, ladies," because that's how Ham always steps in the door. But the whole 60,000 view thing, I feel like that's how a lot of our conversations go. Which is really weird because I don't have a 60,000 view of my shit. Sometimes, on a very rare occasion, I'm like, I could see the whole thing. Like, honestly, like this. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. We'll just figure it out. Yo, Excelsior! What is up? Thank you for lurking and hanging out. I appreciate that. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. If you were in our Discord, you would know that Ham just celebrated his 5 years at his job and got some dope ass headphones. Which the link for our Discord will be in the description after the stream is over. But yeah, I personally like advice. I know that. Don't even get me started, Rooks. I'm so fucking excited for this next part of Star Wars. I'm so fucking excited for Mandalorian in a week. What's today? Today's what, the 12th? Or no, 12th. Today's the 4th. I think I'm going to order Disney Plus, have it for as long as I can watch The Mandalorian, and then cancel it until other shit gets put on there. 8 days. Yeah, but they haven't made an official announcement for the look. Now, see, we're going nerd talk. I love it. Let's nerds. They haven't. I have not if you have seen it, please tell me. But I have not seen an Obi-Wan official win. Rooks, if you don't mind, hit me with the date. Because I know Mandalorian comes out when Disney Plus launches. So I'm going to get it when it comes out in 8 days. Thank you, Excelsior. I know the Mandalorian looks fucking dope. I'm interested in that whole like timeline. I don't know if this is going to be alternate universe or if it's going to be so see, yeah. Okay, so this is my plan. And you're like, but E, that's kind of shitty. And I don't disagree. I'm gonna get Disney Plus on the 12th. I'm probably gonna have it for as long as it takes me to watch Mandalorian and some other stuff. Then they don't have anything else like as far as like original programming dropping at least probably for a while. I think I'm gonna cancel it. They do have a shit ton of money. And then I'm gonna wait. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though, Rooks. Like they're not. It's not going to be out at the same time Mandalorian is. For one, that would be shitty scheduling on their part. They wouldn't want to run Mandalorian and Obi-Wan at the same time. They'd want to stagger them. But I think they're trying to do, and this is one of these things. Write it down in your diary, dear diary. Biggie said, and then you can come back and fucking be like, you were wrong. I think they're gonna try and stagger like and do like Star Wars and then some Marvel and then do some I think they're gonna try and stagger shit back and forth. If I was running Disney, which clearly I'm not, because I'm not smart enough. Yeah. Well, yeah, but let's be honest, Rooks. You get enough cash, anybody'll, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I think when you think young Obi-Wan, you think Ewan McGregor. Like my only thought is I wonder if in the Mandalorian if you'll ever see him without the helmet on. To be honest, I don't ever want to see him without the helmet on. Like back behind the headshots, I'd be okay with. That would be cool. But I don't ever want to see his face. Oh. I okay, everybody don't light the torches and put your pitchforks down. I only watched like season 1 and maybe half of season 2 of Clone Wars, and then I kind of lost interest. So, I would have to watch like all of that stuff. You know what I mean? To get the last. And since it's all going to be on Disney Plus, I probably will go ahead and just binge all of it. This cup is like super fucking bright. I don't know why that is. No, I only watched the first season and then part of season 2, and then I was like, whatever. I have this really bad habit if a show is like currently like being aired or whatever. If I start missing episodes, like if I start missing like 3 or 4 episodes, I just give up. I'm like, it was a good run. It was fun while it lasted. I missed too much. I'm not going back. Which is really fucking stupid. I know it is. I know it's stupid. I don't know. I need to work on my OBS settings because this cup is like unbelievably bright. That's weird. You don't like any anime? Or animated stuff? Well, that would be anime as well. I like anime. I'm not currently watching anything anime-wise or animated. I keep wanting to watch that Yeah, I have not watched any of the Rebels. Like as a like self-described Star Wars fan nerd, whatever. There's some shit like there's of the expanded universe. I haven't read all that stuff. Like I know I have friends and I know people that have like read and watched every single thing like Star Wars related. They know all the expanded universe. They know all the characters. I know some of them. I just don't. You know what I mean? Like, I love Star Wars, but I'm not. Are you being serious, or is that sarcasm, Rooks? I I'm not of the camp that hates the prequels. I enjoyed them for what they are. Um, I love the I don't know if it was fantastic. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Um, how do I you ever watch a movie and you're like, okay, I had a good time. I've watched it. I don't really see a point in watching it again. Oh, so you didn't like Last Jedi? Is that what you're trying to say? I I liked Last Jedi. Like I would watch those movies over the prequels. Like if I had to sit down, if somebody like put a gun, which I don't know why they would do it, but if they put a gun to my head and was like, "You're gonna watch Star Wars movies," I'd be like, "All right, you can put the gun down. Like I'll make us popcorn and you can just hang out and we'll watch movies. Like you don't need the gun." But if that was the case, I don't know why you guys don't like Last Jedi. What was it about Last Jedi that you didn't like? I mean, I'm just curious. Huh. Okay. I'll be honest. I watched it one time at the theaters, and then I've. Did I watch it on Netflix? I think that's where I watched it. I've watched it again at home. Mostly just. Oh, you don't like Ray? You don't like that character? I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again, Excelsior. There must have been some shit I missed. I okay. So listen, like I said, wow, hate's a strong word. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And not that I'm like such a fucking Star Wars fan that I just overlook everything that they do. You know what I mean? I'm not that big of a fan. Um I like Kylo. I know there's a lot of people that don't like him uh as like a character or whatever, but I actually do. Um it's different. Like obviously they have to go in a different direction. It's not what Lucas for one, they're not going to make all everybody happy. Like that's impossible because they have new Star Wars fans and then they have all the old people like me. You know what I mean? Like that's a hard balancing act to have all the new younger people. Um I kind of disagree, Rooks. I think his death was I mean I'm okay with the way he died. I'm also like a fan of the Sith, so um yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch both those movies. How do you guys feel about Rogue One? Because I really liked Rogue One, like a lot. Um, I definitely liked it more than I liked Solo, which I thought was okay. I'm not a huge Solo fan per se. Uh, That's what I thought, Rooks. I was very amazed and like very entertained, and I watched Rogue One in the theaters once, and I've probably watched it like 2 or 3 times at home. Do you see what I'm saying? So I fucking had a great time with that movie. I'm telling you. Like, look, I'm anybody who knows me. Like, I'm a huge fucking like Darth Vader fan. This is the only thing on my desk, Darth Vader at the moment. But the ending of Rogue One with him, I was just like, I was excited. I agree, Ham. I liked Rogue One. Um, and don't get me wrong, like I liked Solo. It was a good. I had a good time. I thought all the acting uh was good. There's some nice little like um I felt like there was nice little like tidbits of shit in it. Do you see what I'm saying? So um I mean obviously if I'm pretty sure isn't Solo on Netflix? If I'm wrong, please correct me. And it won't be the first time, nor the last. But I mean, hey, uh, hey, that's okay, Excelsior. At least you're like on board with the end Vader scene. I thought that was great. Um, and I'm not saying they will, but as a huge Vader fan, there's definitely some stories that they could tell. You know what I'm saying? Of him through that time period. You know what I mean? Like they could definitely make a standalone Vader film if they really wanted to. Do you see what I'm saying? Um, as like a flashback, or are you like as his ghost? Yeah. See, I don't know the like. I'll be honest, 100% like 100%. If they made another Vader film, I wouldn't give a shit. Why? Why? What do you mean underwhelming? Like if it was centered on Vader, Ron. You have to remind me who's that. See, like I said, I don't know everything. And see, Star Wars is a weird thing for me because it's part of my childhood. Like I don't know how to it's just I don't know. I remember as a kid I always was Vader, or I always wanted to be Vader. All the other kids want to be Jedi. You know what I mean? Yeah, but there's some discussion that I've seen like on the internet that him being the chosen one doesn't mean that he was like the one um to but because he's the parent of Leia and Luke, like that's why he's the chosen one because through him you get Luke and Leia. Does that make sense? Which I don't necessarily know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I even in the prequels when they were like, "Oh, he's the chosen one," I don't. I never felt like he was, and maybe that's bad acting, or maybe I'm not picking up on some shit that that I should have. But I always felt like, oh, well, I've never seen that from Lucas, so maybe it is Anakin. I don't know. But why? Okay. That, I mean, that just leads to a whole bunch of questions in my mind. So he's the chosen one because he brings so much destruction, and out of destruction comes like rebirth and like that? Am I trying to like am I trying to put like a deep philosophical spin on some shit that's not meant to be that? You know what I mean? Sorry, I gotta get something to drink. Because maybe that's what remember that scene um I guess that's true. Because yeah, because at the end of Return of the Jedi, his Force Ghost is uh in the back or whatever. So so maybe I'm right. Maybe because he is the chosen one because in the beginning he brought destruction to everything, and then through him comes Luke and Leia, who actually like rebuild through his destruction. Damn, that's some like deep philosophical shit. I never fucking thought of it that way. Oh fuck! See, we done figured some shit out here. That's dope. I never I never really put that much. I might I don't know if it's confusing. It just has a lot of moving pieces that you have to keep track of. And I forget I'm easily distracted and not always paying attention to the shit that I'm probably should be paying attention to. I'm off thinking about other shit, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. I'm actually looking forward to I say this now, but I'm looking forward to see how they wrap up this uh like section or whatever this storyline of Star Wars. And to be honest, I know the guys from the Game of Thrones guys, the shit, I forgot their names. I know they quit or they just got fired for the next trilogy of Star Wars. And I'm not even really concerned about that. I'm sure they'll find adequate people, maybe even better people to do the next trilogy. I'm I'm interested in seeing how uh this certain section of Star Wars kind of wraps up. But I'm really interested in what they're gonna do for the next trilogy, which I know doesn't even come out till what, like 21 or 22 or some shit like that. Or I think it's like they come out in 21, 22, 23, or 21, something like that. I don't know. I for one, I don't know how they would do that, Rooks. And for two, like they've already teased or whatever you want to call it, the Emperor coming back. You know what I mean? Which doesn't I somebody was telling me there's something in the expanded universe that there was the Sith had the ability to like force possess or something of that nature. So like the Emperor might have been able to, when he died, like force possess someone else, and so he would like keep living, or not keep living, but his like soul would keep. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm not saying that's how he came back. Uh, I just heard somebody told me that that was like a Sith power, which is super interesting because that means he's been alive this whole time. I didn't hear that. I must have missed it. Fuck, I miss all kinds of shit. When I end the stream, I'm gonna go look up all this shit. And I'm pretty sure I watched every Star Wars trailer at least a few times because I'm that fucking kind of nerd. You know what I mean? I just have to keep fucking watching shit just to see all the stuff I missed. And then I like to go and look at the people that do trailer Easter eggs and shit and see all the stuff in the background. I like doing all that too. Sometimes I don't want to know that stuff until I've seen the movie. What would be really interesting to me, obviously, with the Mandalorian, like that's like the beginning of Boba Fett's story or whatever. I would be interested because they haven't said anything. I don't think in the last couple movies. I've not heard anything about Boba Fett. But I know in the expanded universe, he doesn't die at the I almost said Sarlacc. He doesn't die at the Sarlacc pit. Because I think it's like Hammerhead. I could be wrong. Maybe it's not Hammerhead. Somebody goes and gets him. Or he escapes and Hammerhead comes to the planet and gets something like that. I don't remember. But if they stick with that idea, what's the founder circle? What's that, Morgan? I have no idea what that is. Well, I'm not saying that this is the route they went, but it would be, I would love it if for some reason they did show Boba Fett still being alive. Like, maybe they've waited. You don't know if that's canon. I I know you guys are probably going to disagree, but I don't I don't necessarily care if they stick to everything that's canon. Um because shit changes so much. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Oh, so it's that one rate where you get a better deal. Cuz my plan was to sign up for it for a few months, watch all the shit I wanted and then cancel it and then wait until they put more shit on there I want to watch, reorder it. But maybe there'll be like fees if you do that. I mean, Netflix doesn't do that. You can like get Netflix, binge a bunch of shit in a month and then cancel it. Oh, maybe that's how they're gonna do it then. So if I do my $6.99 and then I cancel, it'll go up to $12.99. But still, the savings, the money you save might. Hmm, I think I did the math. You do math? Yeah. I know, shocking. Oh. Okay, so I need to sign up sometime this week. Because I'd rather pay the $6.99 a month. Because I think I want to cancel Showtime. I love Showtime. I usually. There's like 2 or 3 shows on there that I really enjoy, Shameless being one of them. But I think I'm going to cancel that and then maybe pick it back up when the next season of Shameless comes out. And then that way I can get Disney Plus. Because I seen somebody's shit on Twitter, and they were talking about if you signed up for like the majority of all the streaming platforms. You keep Skinamax. Yeah, I don't know how Skinamax is performing. I would say since Pornhub, they're probably not doing that well. Skinamax was great when I was like 12 or 13 years old. It was amazing. Yo, Rooks, thanks you very much for hanging out, bro. It is super late for you, and I appreciate you coming by. Thanks for the sub. Get some sleep. Yeah, good old Skinamax. Back when cable very first came out, and I had to sneak into the living room, turn on the TV, and not like the TVs like now where you could turn them on and they're super fucking quiet. Not these are the old floor model TVs that you had to pull a knob out and a tube would light up and be super loud, and then turn the TV down and then go to Cinemax. Yeah, I don't drink any more of the energy drinks. I still drink Diet Mountain Dew, and if you ever want to sponsor the stream, Diet Mountain Dew, ka-ching, let me know. Um, and then I drink water, so that's pretty much it. Every once in a great while, I might have a coffee, but I really don't do that anymore. And I don't yeah. So obviously, like I streamed on Twitch for a couple years. I took a break. That break, I really needed it, and I didn't realize how bad I needed it until I did it. Words. Um, I was completely burned the fuck out, and for a while I was coming home and I was just exhausted, and I so when I took the break I would just come home. I would watch TV for like an hour, maybe two, and then just go to bed because I was tired. And I did that for probably a good like 2 weeks. So there were like two or 3 weeks where I was like sleeping 10, 11 hours. And then like eventually I started feeling better. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like not being tired when I got home from work. And when I was streaming every day and working and shit, uh, I would come home from work. I would take like a power nap of like 20 minutes to an hour, just depending on how much time I had. And then I would stream up until the time I had to go to bed. And then I go to sleep. And a lot of times I would calculate that nap as part of my sleep at night as like, oh, I got 6 hours. Well, I actually got like 40-minute nap. And then I got like 5 hours sleep. And I ran like that for 2 years. And it just caught up to me. And it was weird. It was really weird to me because after I hadn't streamed for a few weeks, like I'd come home from work, I didn't need a nap. Also, I that's when I started like trying to eat better and like drink more water. You know what I mean? So like all the like good stuff, like better food. Um, Yo, Tag, what's up? I'm glad you made it, bro. Um, like the more sleep, better food. Um, I, I I cannot express how fucking important just trying to eat halfway decent. I still fucking eat pizza. Yesterday I had double cheeseburgers and French fries and uh, like a chocolate shake. Like I'm not just eating rabbit food. You know what I mean? I still like eat normal-ish food. I just don't do that all the time. Yo, Tag with the sub. Thank you very much, Tag. I appreciate you. And yes, I know that's just a very generic alert. I will make better ones. Um, but in that break, I started eating better, drinking more water, getting more sleep, and within a few weeks, I started fucking just feeling better. You know what I mean? Like just like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, but for 2 years, I ate like shit. I drank shitty things. I didn't get sleep, and I just fucking, I guess not like snapped like, oh fuck this shit, flip the table. You know what I mean? I didn't snap like that. I just snapped like I can't do this anymore. So I decided I'm like I have to do a break. I have to stop. Like I can't keep doing this. And um So I planned on coming back sooner, and I planned on doing. I planned on just going back. Yo, what's up? Oh, what's up, Levi? If I know you, I'm sorry, I can't place you. But anyway, I got burned straight the fuck out, and I planned on coming back. Yo, Vaz, it's Vaz. What's up, Vaz? How you doing? So I planned on fucking coming back, and I was gonna go back, and I was gonna start streaming again on Twitch, and I felt good. I felt like rested and ready, and then somebody that I really cared about, that was important to me. I didn't realize it's kind of a long story. So my cousin, she died, and yeah, it feels good being back. Um, so she died, and you have people in your life, whether they're related to you or not, that you don't realize how important they are to who you are as a person until they're gone, because you don't think about it. Yeah, I'm 45. My cousin was 38, and when I got out of prison, um, so I was 24, she was 17, but she was already out living on her own, and she's one of the people that looked out for me, which I know you're like, oh, fuck, dude, you're 24. You should be looking out for yourself. Yeah, but when you're fresh out of prison, it's not easy getting on your Vaz, thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. Thanks, Tag. I appreciate that. But anyway, so she looked out for me, and we kind of like grew up together. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, dude, you're fucking 24. True, but I went to prison at 19, so I didn't really I got older and shit, and kind of more mature in a different. But I still didn't really know shit. So I get out. She fucking looks out for me. With her, because she's gonna have a kid with a guy that she ends up marrying, and he ends up becoming like one of my best friends even to this day. And like we lived together for years. She has kids. I meet my ex-wife. I have a kid. Our kids are friends, and for a long time, um, like here in I live in Indianapolis, so there was actually a time that we lived in a double. If you don't know what a double is, it's basically like one big house, but then they put a wall and break it in half. So I lived in one side of the double, and they lived in the other side of the double. So for a long time, my kids, their kids, all played together. Like you, you we would go and leave out of my house, and we would just walk in their house. Like that's how close of a family that we were. And I know you're like, damn, that's fucked up. Well, I mean, thank God they never like fucked in their living room, or if they did, I never walked in. You know what I mean? So luckily on that. But anyway, um, and for whatever reason, life just like separated for us. Like I got divorced, which when I got divorced, I stayed with them again. You know what I'm saying? They were like, "Oh, just come stay with us," and I'm like 30 something years old at the time. So I have them in my life, and then over the last like decade, we kind of like separated for a little bit, if that makes sense. Like our lives just kind of took different paths. You know what I'm saying? And um, I I knew like she was having trouble, and um, but I heard that things had gotten better. So I was like, oh, okay, things are getting better. She reached I not that I lost contact with her, but I just didn't talk to him all that much anymore. My kids are raised, her kids are raised. So, like, I'm just living my life and shit. And she fucking calls up to my work one day, and there's some family stuff going on, and she's telling me about it. And we had gotten into an argument. I don't necessarily remember what it was about, but that was the beginning of us separating, like our lives separating. We get into this argument. We don't really talk or hang out for damn near a decade. She calls up to my work. We're talking again and shit. And I'm like, cool. Like, we're going to be like a family again. You know what I mean? And then, like, my cousin, which is her kid, calls me and says, oh, she died. And at first I thought she was just like doing a joke. You know what I mean? Like trying to be funny. And I was just fucking I'm not gonna lie, like it knocked my dick in the dirt. Like, okay, so I'm 40, I'm 45, she's 38. I never expected someone younger than me, which is really fucking stupid. I never expected somebody that I knew and loved younger than me to die. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, which I get, it's stupid. Like that's a dumb thing. And like I've had people my age die, people older than me die. Like it's not like this is the first person that I was close with that ever died. I've never had anybody younger than me or somebody that was like a fundamental. Okay, so like I think about it like this. Like in the person that you are, like let's say you're made out of bricks, right? And some people are responsible for laying a lot of the bricks for who you are, right? I know that sounds crazy, just listen. So like for me, my dad, my grandma, they're probably most of the bricks that make up who I am as a person. They're probably responsible for more than half. You know what I mean? My cousin and her husband or whatever, one of my best friends, are one of those people that are responsible for, like, let's say 10% of the bricks of who I am. And when someone has that much influence over who you are and then they die and it's like random and there's no like, because as shitty as it sounds, like with my grandma, like it was devastating. It was really hard. That was like the hardest year of my life after she died. But I got to go and I got to hold her hand and I got to say, it's okay. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but with my cousin, it was just like, hey, yeah, sorry, she died. And it's just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So that like knocked my dick in the dirt, and I was gonna come back streaming, but I was like, I almost had this like, whoa, why? That shit's not even fucking important anymore. I went through this like probably 2 week like super dark phase. You know what I mean? Like, this shit's not fucking important. Like, we're all dead anyway. You know what I mean? And that's just part of grieving, and like I get that now. But it was just really fucking hard for me. So I took longer, and then I don't know. As weird as it sounds, another thing. So my cousin dies, and I'm like sad, and for whatever reason, I thought it was a really good idea to start binge watching ER, which is this show on Hulu. Well, I mean, it's a show from like NBC like a decade ago. But in this show, pretty much everybody fucking dies. You know what I mean? And as weird as it sounds, it kind of helped me get through like being dark and feeling like everybody dies, because in the show you watch people and you started to care about them, and then I know it makes no sense whatsoever. I get it. It's kind of crazy. But for me, watching, and that show has, if you're gonna watch it, that show has 15 seasons. 15 seasons, 22 or 23 episodes a season, like 45-minute episodes because they take commercials out. That is a long fucking time. It took me a while to get through all that. But in a weird way, the shit was therapeutic. I don't know why. It made me it like made me process all that shit, and I still miss her. Like, it sucks. I fucking wish I could call or text or go over there, but I can't. I don't know. And that's, like I said, that's like the long version. Uh but it also made me, like, it was good because it made me really embrace the fact that, like, uh you don't have a set amount of time here. You know what I mean? Uh some people only make it to 38. Some people make it to 98, which is, I guess, cool. I don't know if I want to make it that long. But it was like kind of like a kick in the ass for me in the fact of, and this sounds super dark, sorry. I don't mean it to sound this way, but you're gonna fucking die one day. You know what I mean? So you should probably, if you're gonna do the stuff that you want to do, you should probably get off your ass and fucking do it. So that's why I made the decisions that I've made. Um, I don't know. That was like a long rambling. I probably could have shortened that down to like a 5-minute thing. Sorry, but um, I don't know what that emoji is, Aggro. That looks like mad face to me. I don't know. Um, you're not gonna look. And like, it's funny because I have my life rules. Anybody who knows me, which I want to talk about more in depth at some point, but I have my life rules. And my number 5 life rule is, in this play called life, they kill your character in the end. And that life rule is the life rule because it's there to remind me that I'm not going to be here forever, and I should do the stuff that I wanted, or, try and get done what I need to get done. But I like forgot that or something. And then she died, and that was like a huge reminder. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes it makes me feel like shit that's what it took to give me the reminder. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you just couldn't remember it on your own? Somebody had to die for you to know that or to remember that? I don't know. But that's my own, like, guilt and uh my own bullshit, I guess, on that. Because I know it sounds stupid. When I was a little kid, my grandma said, because she said something like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to be here forever," and I'm a little kid and I'm stupid, and I'm like, "No, grandma, you're going to live forever," and she said, "Well, no, I'm not going to live forever, but if I put enough of me in you, and then when I am gone, and then you," she said this way better than, but I'm a kid, so I'm like paraphrasing. And then she said, and then you put some of you into your kids, then I will live forever. And not like I'm a stupid kid. I'm like, that made no sense to me whatsoever. But it actually makes like perfect sense now. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I don't remember what we were talking about, but my oldest kid said something to me, and I was like, holy shit, I know he got that from me. Like, I don't remember what exactly he said. I was like, oh fuck, he got that from me. And holy shit, that's my grandma. Like, the wording, like everything. I'm like, holy shit. The shit is, that she was right. Which she would, on a side note, she would love to hear that. She liked hearing she was right. A lot. So, in a more like a happy and upbeat tone, appreciate the time that you have, and appreciate the people that you like. I know it's so fucking cliche as fuck. People, like, we all get busy doing shit and stuff in our own lives, and we get caught up in our own thing and shit, but those people around you, or the people that you love, like, they're not, and honestly, you yourself ain't gonna be around forever. So the people that love you, definitely, like, you need to, which, okay, so anybody that knows me or whatever, I haven't really gotten along super great with my parents, just for shit that happened when I was a kid, and, you know, stuff like that. But because what happened with my cousin, it made me realize, like, my parents are legit boomers. They're like mid-60s. They're not gonna live forever. You know what I'm saying? And just because some shit happened 30, 40 years ago when I was a kid, like, I need to just fucking, like, let that shit go. And no, it's fine, Aggro. It's fine. It does look like, if it's the sad face, it looks like the mad face. I don't know. Be sad or mad. It's fine. But so I realized, like, I need to go and spend time with them. And it's for me, but it's for them. So when they're gone, I don't feel some type of way, which 100%, like, I get it, because in my head, I'm like, wow, that sounds selfish as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like in that situation, it's kind of okay to be selfish a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, um, and like, my kids, I don't, I don't think they dislike me on the same level that I disliked my parents for so long. Maybe they do. I hope not, but maybe when it's nearing my time, if I'm lucky enough to make it that long, they'll do the same. Do you see what I'm saying? So in another selfish way, maybe it's like karma, and I'm trying to, like, put good karma in the world. So I don't know, because it's weird, because like, I love the shit out of my grandma. Like I said, my grandma was like my mom, but my dad hated his mom, which was my grandmother. You know what I mean? And was just a dick to her. That's part of the reason that for the longest time I just didn't like him, because, but it's a weird fucking dynamic, because how the like, that's his mom, but that's my you know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird situation, because he used to tell me all the time, which is true, like, I get it now as an adult, but when I was a little kid, I'd always be like, say, you know, oh, I love grandma, and he always say shit like, that woman is not the same woman who raised me. You know what I mean? And now that I have kids, and, like, because I always tell my kids, like, oh, when you have kids and they come over, I'm going to give them ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I'm going to jack them up on fucking sugar and Mountain Dew and Monsters and shit. And then I'm going to send them home. And, like, just buy him presents randomly and like do fucked up shit like that. and and my oldest kid is like, that's why I'll never bring my kids over here. But I wouldn't do that. I'm just talking shit. Maybe once or twice. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't give them monsters, but I definitely would give them ice cream for like lunch. Um, so I had time with my grandma when she died, and even though it took me like a year to fucking get over it, or not get over it, but the deal process and deal, I know I need to spend time with my parents because if something happened to them, I would probably feel like shit, even though we didn't always get along my whole life. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. Like, I actually like people. I like having interaction with people because like you learn all types of shit. I'm sorry, Ham. Yeah, losing people. Um, like I like people that know me. I've been homeless. I've been shot. I've been to prison. The hardest thing in my whole entire life was is losing people. Like as weird as it sounds, like that year after my grandma died, I'd have rather done 2 more years in prison. I'd do 2 more years in prison, no problem, versus that year. Yeah, I'm not great at grief myself, Ham. Like I just know that you have to um you just it's one of those things like it's cliche or whatever, but time. It just takes time. And I don't know even with time, like I don't think it ever will 100% go away ever. Uh like and then but then there are like good days and then there are like meh days. That's hard too. Tag like just watching, but like I said, it's like it's a double edged sword for the people that you can sit there and be with. Um, that's hard, but then just the randomness, um, like not being able to say goodbye. You see what I'm saying? I like if I had the choice, I would want to tell people goodbye versus just like sudden like somebody calls you and says, "Oh, like they're gone." That's my personal preference. I don't know how most people deal with that. Like if you excuse me, maybe for some people it's just easier to not have to go to the hospital and sit for weeks at a time. You know what I mean? Like because that's hard in itself. Um, but I feel like it's hard. I used to have this like stupid little like thing um that I used to stay or whatever. Um and that shit's hard. Or maybe it wasn't hard. I don't know. But I used to have this thing that I was like, "Oh, that's I'm so sorry, Tag." Oh, uh but one of the things I used to say was something like part of me being me. Um shit, I can't remember it, but it was basically like I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've held the hand, or I've held the hand and had to say goodbye. Um, of someone I've loved my whole life, and I've held the tiny hand of someone that I'm gonna hold, that I'm gonna love my entire life. You know what I mean? Which is like the circle of life. Because my grandma died like shortly after my oldest kid was born. It's very weird. They're both like um they're both difficult in their own ways. You know what I mean? But like they're complete opposite ends of the fucking human spectrum. You know what I mean? Like the feelings and emotions that you feel like when your kid is born versus when somebody you love dies. It's fucking I don't even know how to describe it. I would imagine like it's probably why people like love heroin and shit because it maybe it makes you feel that those feel I don't know. Never really did heroin, so that's my guess. Maybe it feels amazing. I don't know. That shit's yeah, never side note because I have to make everything weird and funny. Side note, never make any life decisions within like the first like week or two of your kid being born. Don't do that. Don't postpone any major life decisions because your brain and shit is running on so many fucking chemicals and not like chemicals like beer, not like that. Just like you're on like an endorphin high. And it's yeah, just don't do that. And I mean, if you want to, you can. But I made horrible fucking life decisions when my oldest kid was born. So, ooh, man, we talked about everything today. We talked about Star Wars and dying, and I'm sorry, Ham. Yeah, I always do this thing. Um, I like, and some people know this. I always do this thing with Jax because I tell her I love her and shit like that. And I always tell her if today's my last day, I had a really good last day. And maybe that's selfish on my part. You know what I mean? But I just never know if this is the last time I'm ever going to see her. You know what I'm saying? And I would never want it to be. I guess it would be funny if the last thing I ever said to her was a dick joke. Like that would be fitting after she was sad and after some time she would be like, "Of course, the last thing that motherfucker ever said to me was a stupid ass dick joke." You know what I mean? But I think I'd rather it be uh not a dick joke. So, I don't know. But on a side note, I don't know how many side notes we're on, but it's got to be quite a few. On a side note, she gave me a fucking great idea for uh, like a video series I want to do. Did I see the thing that the Scottish dude did after he died? No. What'd he do? Something cool, I hope. Oh, wait. Yes, I did see that, but only like 30 seconds of that video. Yeah, it was like, hey, I'm down here, or something like that, right? See, that's funny. Like, if, for one, that takes balls, which yeah, like, I always tell her, like, okay, I don't like open casket. I just don't. I don't like that. But I always tell her for me, I don't want that shit. Um, like, oh, he did sing a song. I think I did see that. Yeah, if I could show shit like that, I'd pull it up, but I can't. Um, I don't want me personally. I don't want an open casket, and she told me the same thing. Like, just not interested. Uh, I'm not against people if that's how they want to like roll out. Like, that's cool. But for me, no, please and thank you. Um, I always tell her like I want a good like Irish wake. Like, just have my shit at a bar. Like, I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd like people to get up and tell stories, but oh, it's not that big of a deal. I'd rather like everybody just get up and tell like good story. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Ham. That's pretty rough. Like I said, for me, it was just time. Like, as weird as it sounds, like um, after my grandma died, like I just fucking I cried every fucking day. The good thing about the good thing, uh, the thing for me that I had, I drove for a living, so I would get in a truck and I would drive, and I would just bawl my fucking eyes out every fucking day, and it took about 6 months before I actually remember I remember getting back for the day, um, and I thought, fuck, I don't think I cried today, which made me feel like shit. As weird as that sounds, I was like, oh, wait, does that mean I don't care? No, I still fucking care, but I didn't cry today. You know what I mean? And then I remember like something happening, and I remember laughing, and then I was like, well, you fucking piece of shit. Like, why are you laughing? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. The human experience, like, I fucking love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's just weird. Um, some days I think you just gotta chalk it up as like, oh well, it's just one of those days. Uh, well, shenanigans. It's almost 9 o'clock. Is that right? I don't have my phone. Yeah, Vader says it's almost 9 o'clock. Fuck. Well, that fucking 2.5 hours went by really fast. I just want to say I super appreciate everybody hanging out tonight, and um, obviously I'm going to stream on YouTube now. We're gonna have more streams in this kind of vein. Uh, it's not always gonna be like this. There is gonna be other shit that I want to do, but uh, like I said, I don't have it all nailed down. I'm just gonna wing it and figure it out as we go. Um, aw, hearts for everybody. Thanks, Tag. Uh, please, if you haven't already, please make sure to like, share, or subscribe. The verbiage for YouTube is just different. It'll take me a while. I'll get it down eventually. Um, after this uploads or whatever, I'll put in the description Twitter information, Discord information, if you're into that. And if you're not, that's cool too. Let's see. I think that's everything. Hmm. Oh, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I am going to video game stream, but when I do, I'm probably not going to do it on YouTube. And I haven't. Oh, okay. Yeah, like, subscribe. Oh, ring the notification bell. I forgot about that part. Thanks, Tag. And share. Like, honestly, like, it sounds weird. Like, I was never good at that kind of thing, even when I streamed on Twitch. You know what I mean? Like, make sure to hit that follow button. Like, I was never good at that. I figured, like, oh, if people If people wanted to, they just do it. But I think like studies have shown, like if you sometimes you have to remind people to either follow or subscribe or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? Because people don't naturally think of it, which I think is weird, but I don't know. But I think it's right too, because I've found people and forgot to follow or subscribe. So obviously I'm part of the problem. We figured it out. Anyway, I super appreciate everybody hanging out. If you've actually watched all the way through this, what will be later be a video, I fucking love you. I don't. You went through two in almost 2 hours 45 minutes of shit, of the probably the weirdest thing that started off about streaming, went to boomers, then went to Star Wars, and then went to death and life. Man, all we needed to do is talk about how to fix the Middle East, and this video would have fucking hit all the numbers. Anyway, I super appreciate everybody hanging out. We'll be back Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then, oh, that's right, I can't Friday because I'm going down to spend time with my parents. So maybe Thursday instead of Friday. But that's 2 days in a row. I know, it's crazy. We're gonna push the limits. Yeah. So thanks for hanging out. Make sure you like. Look, I'm gonna read it right off what Tag said. Please make sure you like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and share. Or if you just want to go and like watch something on Netflix and eat a pizza, that's fine too. I 100% endorse that maneuver. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Later, everybody. Later.